Hello students, welcome once again. See, we uploaded the first test. The first test, as I would have told you earlier, was a moderate test. Okay, so you can expect that level of questions or that level of like 25 question test in your 24th or maybe 27th or 20, probably 24th or 27th shifts. But this is the test. See, I have already written here. It's an easy test. Okay, because as we have analyzed. After analyzing it for 2-3 years at least, we found that initial shifts are really very simple. So this test we have framed keeping in mind the initial few shifts. You all must take this test. Those who are having their shifts on examination on 22nd and 23rd should take this test within the stipulated time. So my expectation is you all should be able to finish this test in 75 minutes. Okay, so if you are if you are watching this video, then you should quickly scroll it, move forward and try to solve the question. If you don't have that much time to solve the test, then also read the question once, spend 1 minute on it and think how to solve it. Write something, the concept, the thing which you feel is using which you will be solving the question, and then quickly check the solution. Okay, so that may help you. So 75 minutes and 25 questions, that should be the final target. Okay, so chaliye, let's start. So if z is x plus iota y and z raised power 1 by 3 is a minus iota b, b is plus 0, neither 0 nor plus minus 1, then x by a minus y by b is equal to lambda times a square minus b square, where lambda is equal to, so see, it's really a simple question. Why? Because z raised power 1 by 3 is nothing but a minus iota b, cubing both the sides. So it's a minus iota b whole cube. So without applying any brain here, I will just cube it, and then z is nothing but x plus iota y. And we know that when two complex numbers are equal, their real part and imaginary part have to be equal separately. Okay. So apply cubic formula. So what is it? A cube and then minus iota cube b cube. Iota cube is minus iota. So plus iota b cube, and then it's plus a plus 3a iota square b. So it's minus b square, and then plus, so it will be minus 3a square iota b, isn't that? So the real part is a cube minus 3ab square, and the imaginary part is b cube minus 3a square. We just equate it. Okay, so how much is x here? So therefore when you equate the real part, so you take a common. See, we need x by a, isn't that? So take a common. So x by a is nothing but a square minus 3b square. Similarly, when you equate the imaginary part and take b common, because we need y by b, it is nothing but b square minus 333 a square. Yeah. Okay, now we need its difference. So what do we need? We need x by a minus y by b. So what is it? So a square minus 3a square is 2a square, and then minus 3b square minus b square. There's some sorry, really sorry, I think there's some calculation mistake here. What is it? So a plus a cube plus iota cube b cube, iota cube will be minus iota cube b cube. I'm sorry. So that's fine, isn't that, bacho? And then 3a times its square will be iota square, which is minus 1, and then its square into, it seems to be okay, no? I don't know. See, where have I committed? Chaliye, you should check it back, because see, what are we getting here is when I'm subtracting this from this, so a square minus, right, that's 4a square. No, it's fine. 4a square minus 4b square. No, that's fine. So 4 common, so that was just a calculation mistake. So is the 4 an option? 4 is an option. So let's check it. So lambda is nothing but 4 here. Okay, so let's check the answer quickly. Yeah, C1 is the correct answer. Moving to the next one. See, that's a simple log inequality. Now, sharing this question has a purpose that, see, you might have done these inequalities in the beginning of the course, so we shouldn't forget it. Okay, so that's the simple purpose here. So log of x minus 1 to the base 0.3 is less than log of x minus 1 to the base 0.09. Okay, so usually we compare to log, or we can equate or relate to log only when they have same base. Okay, so can we convert to the same base? Answer is of course yes. We can write 0.09 as 0.3 whole square. So we'll write it as less than log of x minus 1 to the base 0.3 whole square. Now there's a property for log which says if you have a power over the base, it will appear outside in the denominator. So half times log of x minus 1 to the base 0.3. Now again we can compare it only when again both the side you have same coefficient. Okay, so preferably the coefficient on both the side is positive one. So what we will do with this thing, we'll take it inside and we'll write it as log of x minus 1 to the power half base 0.3. And before even like now solving it, we should use here the domain condition, and domain for log is its input should be greater than 0. So x should of course be greater than 1. Never forget that. Now we will come to the basic point, and which is log of, now the statement is x minus 1 to the base 0.3 is less than log of root of x minus 1 to the base 0.3. Isn't that, bacho? Now see, log is a 1-1 function. Log is a 1-1 function, bachcho. Okay, so in that case, when you are solving its inequality, we can remove log directly, but then retaining same sign or replacing it with opposite sign, or changing the inequality sign, that depends whether base is greater than 1 or it is less than 1. So if the base is less than 1, log function is a decreasing function, and if the base is greater than 1, log function is an increasing function. So this is a decreasing function. What does that mean? So that means the inequality sign will get reversed here, and that's it. So bring it this side. We never cancel the common factor while solving an inequality, common factor that involves a variable. So take it common, root of x minus 1, and this is root of x minus 1 is greater than 0. Now since it's a root is always positive. The input of a square root has to be positive, non-negative, and the output also is non-negative. Okay, so this is always positive, so that means this has to be greater than 0. So under root of x minus 1 is greater than 1, so hence x is greater than 2 here. So the answer is 2 to infinity, bachon. So that should be the answer here. So that's it. So that was another question based on log property here. Wait. I think that's a mistake in the answer because they have given it to be B, isn't that? I don't think there's any mistake in the calculation part here because I just reversed the sign also. Yeah. I don't think there's a mistake here. Okay, so you can just check it quickly. If A is a skew symmetric matrix of order 2, B and C are the matrices respectively, then A cube BC plus A raised power 5 BC B square C square, likewise we have to go through it. Now see, now in such type of question, I think you would have come across such type of question earlier also. If not, then try to understand how we approach. Okay, these are the higher powers of A, etc. A, B, C, etc. So since you see that within bracket you have B square C square, B cube C cube, and likewise you have it. So first attempt is to get what is BC here, the product of matrix B with C in the same order. So it's 9 minus 4 minus 2 1. And if we get it, which is most likely, or which is what we expect to get, is I identity matrix or some constant times I. If that happens, this is going to be a simple question in that case. Okay, so solve it. So it's 9 minus, so let's see, that is 1, and then minus 4 0, and then 18 0, and then minus 8 9 again 1. So that's an identity matrix, bachcho. That's an identity matrix. So that means BC whole square. In that, you see, it's an identity matrix. So that means BC and CB has to be I. Okay, so you can write it as BC into BC, and this is BC. So this is BIC, and again this is BC, which is I. Okay, so that means this is nothing but A cube plus A raised to the power 5 plus A raised to the power 7 till A raised to the power 2019. That's it. Okay, now we have to check, since A is a skew symmetric matrix. So what is a skew symmetric matrix? That means its transpose is nothing but minus times the matrix, isn't that? And we have a property that if C is B plus maybe D matrix, then C transpose is B transpose plus D transpose. Okay, so if I say that this is matrix C and we have to check whether it's a skew symmetric or not, or whatever matrix, so that's C here, so we will go for C transpose, and the transpose of a matrix, that operation gets distributed over addition and subtraction. So what will you get here? So you write A cube transpose plus A raised power 5 transpose, and see, transpose as a operation get distributed over the product also, so it's A transpose cube, which is minus A whole cube minus, so that means what? See, you'll get minus A cube minus A raised power 5. I think all of you would have understood, bachcho. So this is nothing but minus A, so that means this matrix is a skew symmetric matrix here. So that should be the answer. I think all of you got it. So in any such matrix, okay, in any such question, when you are going for the higher power of product of two matrices, just multiply them separately and check whether it's giving you a matrix which is quite a simple matrix. If you get I, we are definitely lucky in that case. Okay, that's what happened in this question. Now moving to the fourth question, if this and this, each equation has equal roots, then this is equal to, so this equation, see, equation having a quadratic having equal roots, what does that mean? That means discriminant is 0, so its discriminant is A square is equal to 4BC, similarly B square is equal to 4AC, similarly C square is equal to 4AB. So what do I get here? So then value of this determinant, so it's 3 3 3 A B C for BC. Where is it? BC, so it's A square by 4, then it should be AC, so it's B square by 4, similarly it should be C square by 4, isn't that, bacho? So take 1 by 4 common from column 3 and 3 common from column 1, so 3 by 4 is here, so 1 1 1 A B C, A square B square C square. Now we all know how to solve it. You can easily, very easily simplify it, bacho. Okay, so what is it? So what you can do, just simplify it. So I'm just using some operation, like if I subtract from R2 the row 1, so I'm not disturbing row 1, subtract from row 2 the row 1, so it's B minus A, B square minus A square, B minus A, B plus A. Similarly from row 3, row 1, 0, C minus A, C square minus A square, which is this. Okay, now you can take C, B minus A common from second row, C minus A common from third row, so 3 by 4, B minus A, C minus A. Okay, now see, you have an idea, so this is where are we heading to, isn't that? So I think that should be 3 by 4, that's it, that you can easily check. Now you can simplify it. Okay, so this is gone, this is 1 here, this is 1 here, this is gone, opening about this first row, so this is 1 C plus A minus B plus A, and then you match it, most likely that should be the answer here. So that's a simple question using the basic properties of determinant or evaluation of determinant. Okay, even you may say that we don't have properties of determinant as a part of the course, but still you can easily evaluate the determinant. Now let's move to the next one. Consider two independent events. So what does that mean? See, events are independent if probability of their simultaneous occurrence is same as product of their individual probabilities. Okay, so that's what we mean. See, I mean, that's what we that's how we use it mathematically if two events are independent, such that P of A is equal to 3 times P of B. P of A union B is 13 by 16. Then see, P probability of A union B. See, that's a simple case, I think, isn't that? So minus PA intersection B. We all know this formula, and we know this is PA into PB here. Okay, so this is nothing but 13 by 16 is equal to probability of A. Let's say this is P. So P probability of B is plus P by 3 minus P into P by 3. Now just solve this quadratic and we have the answer. Isn't that so? Again, a simple question, bachon, just based on the use of this probability formula and use of the mathematical interpretation of two events being an independent events. Okay, so that was question number 5. Moving to next question 6 here. What is it? In a binomial distribution, see, that's a very important question. If you, I think if I'm not wrong, we had such type of question in the previous paper also. According to me, that's a really important question here from statistics, or even from your binomial distribution. If you come to that probability distribution thing, from probability, it's an extremely important thing. In a binomial distribution, difference of mean and variance is 1 and difference of their square. Okay, that's the same question. I'm really sorry, but okay, those who might be watching this video for the first time and didn't watch the previous video, so for them I will repeat it, but that's a repeated question after correction. Okay, again, but that is 1 by 6 here. Fine. Chaliye, in a binomial distribution, see, if there's a binomial distribution, okay, so what does that mean? See, for binomial distribution, you need to have a random variable. A random variable is a variable to which you can assign any number, I mean, that take care of the number of times the event may occur. Okay, number of times event may occur. For example, if I say that there's a match, there's a series of India and Australia, 6 match series or 7 match series of India and Australia, probability that India wins a match is, let's say, 3 by 4, higher probability, no? So if probability that India wins a match is 3 by 4, then if someone asks you, write the probability distribution for India winning the matches. So out of 7 matches, so is here is the number of matches India going to win specified? Answer is no. That's an open-ended question. So what was the statement? I said that find the probability distribution of India winning the matches, or find the mean of India winning the matches, or find the variance of number of matches India win. Okay, so it's an open-ended. So an experiment is repeated 7 times, an experiment is repeated n times, n is number of times experiment is repeated, and p, small p, is the probability of occurrence of an event. Okay, so n is number of times event is repeated, experiment is repeated, not event, so experiment is repeated. Okay, and if I say that small p is the probability of occurrence of any event associated with the experiment. Okay, so I like here probability that India wins match is 3 by 4, n is 7 because 7 match series, so the match is being played 7 times, so experiment is repeated 7 times. Then number of times India may win the matches, or how many matches India may win. So how will you start thinking? You'll say, okay, it's possible that India didn't win a single match. So X defines here. So X defines here the number of times event may occur. Event may occur. So number of times event may occur. So how many times it may occur? So if it's about matches, 7 match series, so India may not win even a single match, so it starts with 0, so X can be 0, or India may win only 1 match, so X can be 1, 2, 3, till it's possible that India win all the 7 matches. Okay, so X is the random variable which defines the number of times event may occur. Now if I go for the probability of X, that means how, like, India didn't win any match. Okay, so that means as I said, probability here is 3 by 4, n is 7. So it will be no match India didn't win any match, so that means 1 by 4 into 1 by 4, India is losing all the matches, so every time it's losing, so it's like first match India lost, and second match lost, and third match it lost, so it's an and statement, and then we will be multiplying. And why are we multiplying directly? Because the events are independent events. India winning or losing first match is independent of winning losing second match, and vice versa. Okay, so we just multiply 7 times. Now 1, so won't we think that India may win 1 match out of 7 in how many ways? So of course 7 C1 ways. Okay, and then winning 1 match means not winning 6 matches. So not winning 6 matches probability is 1 by 4 into 1 by 4 6 times, and winning 1 match. Similarly here it will be 7 C2. In how many ways India win 2 matches out of 7? So there are 72 ways of like winning 2 matches, number of like ways of winning 2 matches, and then every time India win a match the probability is 3 by 4, so square, and then didn't win 5 matches, likewise you go on writing it. Now interestingly here sum of all such probabilities is 1 because we didn't miss any case. by random variable is something which will give you all possible cases. You need to count all possible cases. So from 0 to 7, did we miss any case? Answer is no. So hence the sum of probability has to be 1. Now what is mean here? Mean of India winning the matches. So mean is nothing but, see, that's how we define any mean, probability into xi. Okay, so what is mean in general? A statistical mean, so it's summation fi xi. For probability, for frequency, the analogy is for frequency is probability here. Of course, the higher the probability, that most likely the event may occur. So you can relate frequency of occurrence of anything of a data in the table, statistical table chart, okay, is similar to having probability here. And then of course summation fi, so summation pxi, which is 1. So that's your mean here. Okay, so that's the formula for mean. But for binomial distribution, now what is binomial distribution? See, while writing the probability, if you are using binomial coefficient like a 7c1, 7c2, 7ct, it's a binomial distribution. But the perfect statement should be when you may use it, actually you may use this 7c1, 7c2 when the probability of occurrence of an event doesn't change with the repetition of experiment. Like event is repeated or experiment is repeated, probability is not changing. So probability of India winning a match is 3/4, it will remain 3/4. How many matches India play, it's not changing. Then you use probability distribution. So if it's then you use binomial distribution, I'm sorry. So if we are having binomial distribution case, then you solve it, you get this as n into p. N is number of times experiment is repeated, p is probability of occurrence of an event. Similarly, the formula for variance is, what is it? So variance formula is summation xi square into pxi upon summation pxi, which is 1, minus mean whole square. When you simplify it, do it, you get np into 1 minus p. So that's it. Okay, you need to remember these two results for mean and variance of a binomial distribution. Okay, so now we have, so according to the question statement, the difference of mean np and the variance np into 1 minus p. Of course, variance will be smaller than mean because you are further multiplying np by a number 1 minus p, which is less than 1. Okay, so this expression is perfectly okay. 1 difference of the square, so np square minus np into 1 minus p whole square is 11. You solve them. If I'm not wrong, we got n as 36 and p as 1/6. Okay, so exactly 3 times occurrence of event, exactly 3 times will be 36c3. Event occurs 3 times, so 1/6 raised to the power 3 doesn't occur. Rest of the times 5/6 raised to the power 33. So that should be the answer. So I believe those who might have any doubt related to binomial distribution, how to apply it, what is it, so I try to explain it in detail here. Okay, so still you have doubt, I will suggest you to once again repeat it and listen it again. Okay, and then moving to the next one. So if n minus 1 cr is equal to lambda square minus 3 into n cr plus 1, then lambda belongs to, see, one thing is for sure, this is positive, this is positive. So lambda square minus 3, which is the ratio of n minus 1 cr upon n cr plus 1, should be positive. So that means lambda square minus 3 should be positive. And never ever forget to factorize the expression or polynomial. If it's a higher degree polynomial from 2 onwards, factorize the polynomial before solving the inequality. So open upward quadratic is positive beyond the roots. So either lambda belongs to root 3 to infinity, or lambda belongs to minus infinity to minus root 3. So that's one case, but that's not the sufficient condition, because let's solve this thing also. So n minus 1 factorial, r factorial, n minus 1 minus r factorial, isn't that? Then it is n factorial into r plus 1 factorial into n minus r minus 1 factorial. That's really good that they got like removed, and then this is n, then this is r plus 1. Okay, so lambda square minus 3 is equal to r plus 1 by n, and since r plus 1 the maximum value of r plus 1 can be n, it can't exceed n. So this is less than equal to 1. So lambda square minus 3 is less than equal to 1. So lambda square is less than equal to 4. See, again you have a quadratic inequality which is less than, the open upward quadratic less than 0 means between the roots. So lambda belongs to minus 2 to take their intersection. So what is it? So it's root 3 to 2. Yeah, that's perfect one. So that should be the answer. So C should be the answer. That's it. And moving to the next one, I'm really sorry how it got repeated. Shouldn't have been, but ठीक है. So I'm skipping it. Now that's the next one, which is limit x tends to 0, 1 plus sine square of x square to the power 1 by x cube. Whenever we solve a limit, the first question is which form of limit is it, which indeterminate form is it. So which indeterminate form it is. So as x tends to 0, this tends to 0, so of course this is 1 raised to the power infinity form. And for me, if I am solving 1 raised to the power infinity form, then that's the only method I say I use or I know. That's what I will say. That's the only method I know while solving 1 raised to the power infinity form. Okay, and we know this is E if f of a approaches 0. So whatever form, whatever limit form we have, I mean not the indeterminate, whatever the expression we have for limit, okay, if it is in the form of 1 raised to the power infinity, I will compare it with this one. So comparing it with this one, limit x tends to 0, of course 1 plus, so fx is sine of x square whole square. So that's fx. So we need 1 by fx. So 1 by sine of x square whole square, and then you divide it, so you have to multiply also to balance it, and then you have x cube there. So this is nothing but 1 e, isn't that? So this is e. So e raised to the power, we take limit inside, you all must be knowing it, tends to 0, and then you have to simply solve it. So sine of x square whole square. Okay, so here see, we know that result, standard result, sine t by t is 1 as t tends to 0. So here t is x square. Okay, so if sine t by t is 1, so its square is also approaching 1. So here t is x square, so I need x square whole square here. So we need x to the power 4 here, but we had only x cube here. So to balance it, I will multiply numerator also with x. So now this is sine t by t whole square, which is 1. So e raised to power 1 into 0 is 0. So the answer should be 1 here. So that's the answer. So that was a question on limit. Now moving to the next question. So just 3 to 7 integral. See, that might be a calculative question, but I don't think any one of you will have any problem in solving it. Okay, so I mean, you shouldn't expect me, but I definitely expect you all to know how to, I mean, the standard results related to these type of integral, like x square minus a square under root dx, okay, or under root of a square minus x square dx, or 1 upon under root of a square minus x square, or 1 upon under root of x square minus a square, 1 upon under root of, or not under root x square minus a square. So these are 5-6 standard results which you can't afford to miss, bachcho. You need to remember them by heart. So what is it? So it's minus 21. So just simplify it. Minus x square, 3x minus 7x is 10x, and then it is minus 21. Okay. So 3 to 7 will come convert it to perfect square form. So taking minus common. So it's x square minus 10x. Okay, so what do? We add and subtract the half times coefficient of x, which is minus 5 square is 25. So I will add 25 here, I will subtract 25 here, and then since I took this common plus 21 here, nothing else is required. So it is I is integral from 3 to 7. So see, I didn't think anything else. I mean, I didn't even try to use any definite integral property, because I know that I can definitely transform it to any one of these, of course any one of these two, and then we have the result. We'll be using it and we'll get the answer. Okay, so without thinking anything else. So what is it? So it's 4 here. So 4 minus, so under root of 4 minus x minus 5 whole square. So it's comparable to under root of a square minus x square. So I believe you all must be knowing the result and then use it to get the answer. If you don't remember this result, go back to your handbook, to your notebook, and definitely learn these results. Okay, so I'm moving to the next question here. Next one is question number 11. Value of this dx is a f x plus b gx is c, where f(x) is a polynomial with leading coefficient as 1 and greatest integer is a gf function. Okay, so integral of sine of pi by 2, okay, pi by 2 box of 2 plus x square 1 plus x square minus tan inverse of under root of 1 minus x square upon x. See, now you might be thinking that it's a difficult question. I mean, how can it be rated as a simple question? But see, question shouldn't be rated as simple or difficult by its appearance. No. See, that's the trick they play normally in JEE paper. Okay, the format of the question might be different. This is the question which I myself framed. Okay, but then see, the idea is, if you just think for some time. See, box bracket. How do you start solving a box bracket? We know box bracket of t is 0. See, if I have to do it, I always follow this thing, nothing else. Okay, I just go with the definition of greatest integer function. So if I go with the definition, so box of 2 plus x square upon 1 plus x square. Now what is it? So it's nothing but 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus x square. Isn't that bacho? Now this is again greater, always greater than 1, but less than 2, because this can't be 1. This is always less than 1. Denominator is always greater than numerator here. So its greatest integer is nothing but 1 here. So see, this is nothing but 1. So the integral is integral of sine of, see, first is pi by 2 minus. So that greatest integer function is just a farce. I mean, just a fraud here. Okay, so to make the appearance difficult, that's it. So that's what I did. Now convert it to, of course, if you have sine of pi by 2 minus something, so you can convert it to, of course, what should be the attempt? The attempt should be converted to cos inverse. So if you convert it to cos inverse, what will you get? So tan inverse of this. So how do we do it? So tan inverse of under root of 1 minus x square upon x. So using Pythagoras thing. So if this is p, so tan p is under root of 1 minus x square upon x. So cos p is base, which is x, upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is their sum, which is 1. So it's nothing but, so p is nothing but cos inverse of x. So I can replace this with cos inverse of x. So that's the idea behind framing this question. So look wise, it might be a difficult question. So it's a very, very simple question. Sine of pi by 2 minus cos inverse x is, we from identity is sine inverse of x. Isn't that bacho? You all will agree, and this is as simple as that. So it's nothing but integral of x square by 2 plus c. So b is 0, gone. A is half, and that's it. So a plus b is half here. So none of these. I think it should be half here, or the answer should be none of this. If answer is a, it should be half. Yeah. So instead of 1 by e, it should be half. So area lying between the curve this and this. See, that's a simple question of area that you might have done for your board exams also. So y square is equal to 2x. That's a horizontal parabola, and y is equal to x line. So it meets here. So let's say it meets here also. So you have to just find the point of intersection. So as simple. So replace y by x. So x square is equal to 2x. So either x is 0, so 1 point, or x is 2. So another point is 2. So 2 comma 2. So area of the region bounded here is this one. So of course the extent of the region along the x-axis is from 0 to 2. So the limit of x is from 0 to 2, and the upper curve minus lower curve. So upper curve is y square is equal to 2x. So y in terms of x is root 2x. So it's root 2x minus line x, and then you integrate it, put the limits, and you have the answer here. So that's your question number 12, bacho. Moving to the next one. OABC is a square, and P and Q are the midpoint of the side AB and BC respectively. The ratio of the areas of the square and the triangle OPQ is, okay, OABC is a square. So I will take it as origin. See, we have to do it, so we can take it like this. OABC is a square. So that's the easiest one. Okay, and then if this is a comma 0, so this is a comma a, and then this is 0 comma a. P and Q are the midpoint of side AB. AB, where is AB? And BC. Then the ratio of the area of the triangle is, and then that's simple. That's simple. Really simple, isn't that? So this is A by 2 and this is A by 2. So it's A square divided by half base into height, A square by 4. So it's 8:1. A 8:3 square. Then the ratio of the areas of the square and the triangle OPQ. I'm sorry, really sorry. See, वही होता है. Sometimes we get over excited thinking that it's a simple question. My mistake. I'm sorry. So that's it. That's it, bachcho. Okay. So now, if again with you can try it using geometry. Okay. How? Like you have this area, and then you can find the remaining area. Okay. You have this area, and then you can find this area. That's one way. Like half A. So it's A square by 4. A by 2 into half. This is also area is A square by 4. And this area, as we calculated, is A square by 8. If you add it, it's 3A square by 8. So the ratio will be 8:3 here. Okay. Otherwise, the other method could be, so you mark this point which is A by A comma A by 2. You mark this point which is A by 2 comma A, and then you have this line is perpendicular distance from origin, and then distance between, so half base into height might be other thing. Okay, so the answer should be A1, which is wrong, so might have calculation mistake, or this ratio might have written they might have taken it in reverse order. Okay, so that's a simple question. Nothing great about it. If x minus 3y form a right angle triangle, so again a simple one, for a right angle triangle, the product of slope 2 or for two lines should be -1 here, bachcho. Okay, so the slope of this line is minus A by B, which is 1 by 3. Slope of this line M1, M2 is minus P by 2. Slope of this line M3 is minus P. So can these two multiply? See, can we have M2, M3 as -1? Answer is no. Why? Because you will get P square by 2 is -1. Not possible. So of course there are just two possibilities here. You multiply these two and you get it as -1, or you multiply these two and you get it as -1, and then you get the values of P. So two values of P with the quadratic which satisfy, which has those two as roots, will be the answer. I am repeating, we'll get two values. Let's say if I multiply P by 6 is equal to -1, so 1 is 6. Similarly, you multiply this thing, so P is 3. So 6 and 3, so say 18 and 9. So that should be the answer. So P square minus 9P plus 18 should be the answer here. Okay, so we went for two values, we got two values, so we went for a quadratic there, bachcho. Now, the equation of lattice rectum of a parabola is this. That's the equation of lattice rectum of the parabola. Okay, and equation of tangent at the vertex is this. Then the length of lattice rectum is, see, if you go with the standard, see, the purpose of sharing this question here is that's not a standard form. Of course, the lattice rectum is along an inclined line which is neither vertical nor horizontal. So okay, so that means we are not going to get a standard parabola, and the purpose is not to get the parabola. The purpose of this question is to know the relationship or the distance form relationship for the standard parabola, because that's one thing which will never change whether you rotate the parabola or shift it anywhere. Okay, so the relation here is, if that's the lattice rectum and the tangent at the vertex is this, so what's the distance between them? That distance is which is 1/4 the length of lattice rectum. As simple as that. So you have to just find the distance between two parallel lines. So what is it? So it's 4 upon root 2, which is 2 root 2. So therefore length of lattice rectum is 4 times 8 root 2. So that should be the answer here. See, it's such a simple question, but if we know, if we remember this basic relationship here, isn't that? So that's your moving to the next question. Let the equation of two ellipses be this and this if the product of their eccentricities is half. So for eccentricity, so of course A is greater than B, it's a horizontal ellipse, so A is greater than B. We know B square is A square into 1 minus E square. So 2 is equal to 3 into 1 minus E square. So how much is it? So 1 minus E square is 2 by 3. So E square is 1 by 3. So of course E is positive, which is ratio of two distance. So E is 1 by root 3. That's one. And for the second one, so again I am assuming it to be a horizontal one again. Anything is said is under the length of minor axis of ellipse into it. Let's see. Okay, see, of course if they have asked for it, let's try it. Okay, so I am assuming it that 16 is greater than b square. Let's see what do we get. Okay, so again b square is by 16 is equal to 1 minus e square. So e square is nothing, 16 minus b square by 16. So e is under root of 16 minus b square by 4. Product of these two is given. So it's under root of 16 minus b square by 4 root 3 is equal to half. Okay, so you can solve it. So this is 2, so it's 12. 16 minus b square is equal to 12. So b square is 4. So that's it, isn't that? So we got it. So whatever we assumed, accordingly we got b square, which is less than 16. So that should be the answer. So the length of minor axis of b, so it's 2b. Okay, so of course it's again a horizontal ellipse. So minor axis is 2 times b, which is 4 here. So that's the answer. So that's it. Now moving to the next one, the sum of values of x for which this and this is equal to pi by 2. Of course, cos inverse sine, see that's an identity. Sine inverse t plus cos inverse of t is pi by 2. So they should be same. So that's again our infinite term GP, where mod of x square is less than equal to root 3 might be a purpose. So infinite term GP with the first term as x square, common difference as minus x square by 3. Isn't that bachon? Yeah. So 1 plus x square by 3. So this is nothing but 3x square upon 3 plus x square. Now this should be equal to that one whose first term is x raised power 4, and then again it is 1 plus x raised power 4 by 3. So it is this is equal to 3x raised power 4 upon 4 plus rather 3 plus x raised power 4. Let's see, do we get something conclusive from here? So either x is 0, that's one thing. Okay, and that's totally fine because x can be 0. So the sum of values of x, okay, so or then if x is not 0, we'll cancel it, it's x square this side. So x raised power 4 plus 3x square is equal to 3 plus x raised power 4. That's gone. So x square is 1. So x is equal to plus minus 1. That's again a possibility because right. Okay. So the answer should be 0 in that case, isn't that? So if we got 3 values of x plus 1, minus 1 and 0. You add them, you get 0. So that should be the answer. So that is the answer. Now moving to the 18th question, let the shortest distance between the line this and this is d. Then we have to just find d, isn't that? So that's the formula which we use. So this passes through the point 5 comma 7 comma minus 2 with dr as 3 minus 1 1. This passes through the point minus 3 comma 3 comma 6. See, I have already shared the most important type of question, the must do questions of 3D geometry. So I will suggest you all not to miss those questions at any cost for binomial, and we'll be bringing up such a question, the most expected one from my side according to me, for statistics also, most likely tomorrow itself, because tomorrow is 21st in that case. Okay, so that might be again very useful for you people in the upcoming JEE mains examination. So that's it. So what's the formula for shortest distance? The formula is magnitude. Magnitude bhul jaiye, determinant. Let's take it as determinant, because whatever answer we get, if it's negative, we'll convert it to positive, absolute value. Okay. So determinant of x2 minus x1, it's 8, y2 minus y1 is 4, and then z2 minus z1 is minus 8, and then a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 is determinant, and then divided by magnitude of the cross product of direction vectors for the line, which is I cap, j cap, k cap, 3 minus 1 1 minus 3 2 4. You just evaluate it and you get the answer. So D, you will get D. So that whichever, like if D is 6.5 or 6.23, so that's the answer. If D is 8 point something, then D is the answer. So accordingly you can check the answer, complete it and check the answer. Okay, now moving to the next question, consider any set of observation, this it being given that x1 is less than x2 is less than 3, then the mean deviation of this set of observation about a k is minimum when k equals to, okay, in such situation bachon, in such situation, okay, so the purpose of this question is that the answer is x51, the mid term is the answer. I'm repeating, the mid term is the answer. Let me quickly check it. So the purpose of sorry, the mean is the answer. I'm sorry. Mean deviation of this set of observation was minimum when k is equal to, okay, when mean deviation, the deviation will be minimum about mean, right? Okay, so anyways, so I'm really sorry for that. So the answer is D. So the purpose of this question, I missed it, I would have thought about something else. So the purpose of this question is to know such things directly. Okay, so that's what I said, I will be sharing such questions. It's important, such things, such concept things like such things for statistics in the maybe. Well, not maybe, definitely by tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. So if you have a sequence of numbers and the sequence is given, okay, then mean deviation will take its minimum value about the mean of that observation. Remember it as a result right now. We may discuss it in detail later, maybe when we'll be discussing it for advanced paper. The position vector of points P and Q with respect to origin are A and B respectively. M is a point of on PQ होना चाहिए such that OM is the bisector of POQ. So see, O, this is P, its position vector is I cap plus 3j cap minus 2k cap, and this is Q, its position vector is 3I cap minus j cap minus 2k cap. Okay, now if you are looking for the angle bisector, so M is the point such that it lie on the angle bisector of angle O, POQ. Okay, then OM we have to just find its position vector, bacho. So one thing you must be sure that the direction of angle bisector vector, so if we go for the direction of this vector, so it will be some lambda times, I mean OM vector will be lambda times OP vector divided by its magnitude plus OQ vector divided by its magnitude, bacho. According to this figure, okay, these are vectors, but had these been two lines, we have two bisectors, so there is not two lines, so we have two bisectors. In that case, the second bisector would have been with negative sign. We are not going to consider it because OP and OQ are vectors, they are not lines. Okay, so OM vector will be along this one only. And one more thing, see, are they of equal length? Let's check it out. See, if these are of equal length, that means OP magnitude, how much is it? It's root 14, and magnitude of OQ, how much is it, bacho? Oh, root 14, then that's it, bacho. Then that's an isosceles triangle. So if it's an isosceles triangle, of course the angle bisector has to be the median of the opposite side, so it's just the midpoint of it. So it's like 2I cap and then plus j cap and then minus 2k cap, isn't that? So that should be the answer. So 2I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap, that should be the answer. Otherwise, if that's not the case, okay, otherwise then what I would have done, I would have written the equation of line joining PQ and the equation of OM passing through O in the direction of OM, and the point of intersection will give us the ratio. Acha, one more thing, okay. See, there's a property for angle bisector. This is POQ, just now you could recall it, and angle bisector divides the opposite side in the ratio of the arms forming the angle. OP is to OQ. So in that case also we have both the side length. Okay, we would have used the section formula and we would have said that this is OP magnitude and this is OQ magnitude. Then also we could have done it, okay, using section formula. We don't need any equation in that case also. Chaliye, done. So that was question number 20. Moving to question number 21. If x is an odd function with period 2, then the value of f of 4 is same. Odd function, assuming if it's a continuous function, okay. So if it's an odd function, it's symmetric about origin, okay. So period 2, that means this is from -1 to 1. Okay, so it's 0. So now if it's 0 at 0, so f of 2, actually they would have written, I mean I would have missed it, is a continuous, is an odd continuous function. I'm sorry. Without writing it, we can't conclude it, because see, the value it takes at 0 will be the value which it takes at 2 will be the value, because then it's a periodic function, however it goes. So it will repeat value after an interval of 2. So 0 plus 2 is f2 and plus 2 is f of 4. So f of 4 must be 0. So that should be the answer. But then there is a miss, tapping error maybe, or I might have missed while forwarding this question, writing this question from my side. Okay, so that's it, bacho. You can complete it only when answer is 0. Yeah, of course it has to be 0. Next is the value of this thing. That's a simple question of series. We see whenever we are solving a series, we need to write the general term, isn't that? R goes from 1 to 15 here. Okay. So now the general term here is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus R cube. Bachcho, upon 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 plus R, so it's nothing but summation R cube. R goes from 1 to R, and summation R goes from 1 to R. So R cube summation is n into n plus 1 here. N is R into R plus 1 by 2 whole square, and this is nothing but R into R plus 1 by 2. I think all of you know it. So some TR is nothing but R square by 2 plus R by 2. Now you can use summation formula, whereas this is minus half times summation R, again R goes from 1 to 2. Acha, okay, so that further simplify it, isn't that? So that means you can write R as R square sum as series as this plus summation R by 2, and this is summation R by 2, that gets cancelled. So it's very simple here. Summation R square. What's the formula? It's n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. So it's half into n 15 into 16 into 31 by 6. Now you can simplify it and get the answer, bacho. So that's it. So that was question number 22. Moving to question number 23. Fx be a continuous function here. Sorry. Fx be a continuous function for all x belonging to R such that the limit is limit x goes to pi by 4 to secant square x f of t divided by x square minus pi square by 16 is nothing but k by pi. Now again, the purpose of this question is to near the end we should at least once discuss Leibniz rule. What is it? Leibniz rule of differentiation we use for differentiating such thing, and it's a 0 by 0 form, isn't that? As x tends to pi by 4, sec pi by 4 is root 2, square is 2, so 2 to 2. So when a lower limit, upper limit of the integral match, the value of integral is 0. So it's 0 by 0 form. So of course we'll go for the L'Hospital rule. So to use that rule, we need to differentiate both numerator and denominator. So to differentiate it, what we will be using? We'll be using here the nothing but what? The Leibniz rule of differentiation. Okay. So what it says? It says that replace the variable of the integral by the upper limit, so f of sec square x into derivative of upper limit 2 secant x into tan x, minus replace t by the lower limit and derivative of lower limit. Since lower limit is a constant, derivative 0, so it's nothing but 0 here. That's it. Divided by, of course, the derivative of denominator, which is 2x here. Now as x goes to pi by 4, see here few students when they solve this question here in our campus, Toronto campus, so few students just attempted, see they took it as x tends to 0, because the moment they saw tan x by x, they removed it as tan x by x is 1, but it is 1 when x tends to 0. Now it's no more a 0 by 0 form. You have to just put the value. So it's f of 2, and this is root 2, and then tan pi by 4 is 1, 2 into pi by 4. Now whatever they have given, just equate it with that, and we have the value such that f of a k by pi. Okay. This is, I'm sorry, k into f of a by pi. Okay. Now compare it. A is 2. And then k is root 2, rather 4 root 2, and pi is pi. Okay, so k raised power a. So 4 root 2 raised to the power 2. Okay, so this is 16 to 32 if I'm not wrong. Just check it out. You all should check it out. Okay, so that's what we will get. Okay, so calculation might be, they have 64. Just check it out yourself, bachcho. Whatever we get. Now moving to the second last question. X dy is equal to y dx y square dy. Okay, so what should we try? See, we may go for x dy minus y dx is equal to y square dy, and then if we wish we can write it as x dy minus y dx by y square is equal to dy. Anything wrong here? Why? Because see, now we can use here the quotient rule of differentiation. Okay, denominator. Okay, so for that I will just change the sign, and this is it. So now it is y dx minus x dy upon y whole square. So isn't that denominator times derivative of numerator minus numerator times derivative of denominator upon denominator square. So minus dy, so we can write it as d of x by y minus dy, integrating both the sides. So it's x by y dt, integral of dt is t, so x by y minus y plus c, and that's it. So x is minus y square plus cy bachcho. Now put the value. So y1 is 1, and that means when x is 1, y is 1. So this is when x is 1, y is 1, so minus 1 plus c, so c is 2. So that's it. So x is minus y square plus 2y. And then we have to find y of minus 3. So when x is minus 3, so it's y square minus 2y plus 3 equal to 0. So y could be b square minus 4ac. It's minus 3, right? Now it's okay. So y is either 3 or y is minus 1. So since y of x is greater than 0, y can't be minus 1, so y is 3 here. So I just used exact differential form here, manipulated it a bit, and then we could get it in this form. You may go for some other thing also. We may go for some other thing also, right? We may convert it to LDE also, bachcho. So it's x dy by dx. Okay, so x dy by dx. No, that won't be the case because we have one extra dy here. Just a minute. So we can convert it to dy by dx case, no dx by dy. Acha, let's try to convert it to dx by dy. Fine. So it's x dy is equal to y dx plus y square dy. Okay, let's try to convert it to dx by dy form. Okay, so divide by, so x is equal to y dx by dy plus y square. Okay, so dx dy minus x by y is equal to minus y square. Right, done. Okay, so integrating factor is e raised power minus times integral of 1 by y dy, which is 1 by y itself. Okay, now you solve it, we get the answer. We already got though, but still. Okay, now moving to the last one. At a certain point, the angle of elevation of a tower is found to be such that its cotangent. Cotangent means cot of theta is 3 by 5. On walking 32 meters directly towards the tower, its angle of elevation of angle whose cotangent is 2 by 5, then the height of the tower. So it's again a simple 10th class type of question, isn't that? But still, you may expect such question in your examination from trigonometry. So that might be the case. So if you move 32 meters directly towards, so this is d, and this distance is given to be 32. Here it's theta 1, and from here it's theta 2. Okay, so cot theta 1. So it's base upon, so it's like this, and this is h. Height is required, so it's base upon, so x plus 32 upon h. So this is nothing but 3 by 5. That's one relation. Similarly, we have one more relation, which is cot theta 2, which is simply x upon h, and that is nothing but 2 by 5. Okay, now see, we need h here, so we can write here that x is nothing but 2h by 5. So just replace here, so it's 2h by 5 plus 32 by h is 3 by 5. 5 get cancelled, and this is how much? 160. Okay, so 2h plus 160, so we can solve it. So I think it's 160 itself. So just let's check the answer. If not, then you can. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so I think we are done. So that's the last question. So that was the paper. Again, the level of this paper, I strongly believe will match with the paper type of paper which you will get on 22nd and 23rd. So it should be an easy question paper. You all should attempt it, like 25 questions, 35 minutes should be the time for you people for mathematics. And see, don't try to play safe during your JEE mains examination. Okay, playing safe means attempting lesser number of questions because of the fear that you may lose some marks because of negative marking. No, try to attempt as much as you can, but don't mark any answer blindly. Mark it only when you got the answer, or even if you are 50-50 type of thing, then also you can take a risk of marking the answers. Okay, so that's it for today, bachcho. So with all the best wishes from our entire team, from our Tutor team, from myself to all of you, all the best wishes. We will be coming up, we will be bringing up the questions for statistics, the important expected questions from statistics, and down the line, like with every paper, every shift, we will try to solve few questions of those shifts on this channel itself. Okay, so stay tuned, and with all the best wishes from our entire team, bachcho.